welcome to the Fastrack DVD, our showcase of samples from the very best railway documentary programmes available today. Rather than just reading about our extensive range of rail films and Telerail titles, this is your chance to view some brief extracts from our programmes, giving you a real feeling of their quality and breadth of coverage. We're passionate about railways and are confident that whatever your particular railway interest, there's bound to be something here for you. The 72-mile route between Settle and Carlisle offers without doubt one of the most spectacular railway journeys in the British Isles. The majestic viaducts and sweeping curves have a beauty of their own that blends perfectly into the natural landscape. In 2010, there were no serious snowdrifts, but one problem the railway did have to contend with was the rapid build-up of icicles in the tunnels, solid enough to cause damage. Because it was built as a main line, the Settle and Carlisle has relatively gentle gradients, nothing steeper than 1 in 100. But even today's Class 66 locomotives visibly struggle with loaded trains on the longer uphill stretches, such as the southbound approach to Aysgill. Climbing Malastang Bank near Hall Hill on the approach to Aysgill summit, Jubilee Leander is another regular performer on the Fellsman. Dent ranks as Britain's highest mainline railway station at an altitude of 1,150 feet. The use here today is definitely weighted towards tourism rather than local needs, as Dent Village lies 4 miles away down the valley. Hello and welcome to Steamworld Archive Volume 22, this time centred on London and the home counties. 46141, the North Staffordshire Regiment, had once been a Wilston engine, but by this time had migrated to Carlisle. This is Christmas Day, 1964. Railwaymen everywhere are enjoying the day at home with the family, but a handful of engines are in steam. On the 12th of June 1965, 8Fs 48005 and 48121 are arriving from Woodford Halsted, which had just closed. Woodford lay on the Great Central network, which had become part of the LNER, but in 1958 it was transferred to the London Midland region and recoded to F, becoming 1G in its final years. Queen's Road Battersea was renamed Queenstown Road Station in 1980. The road it serves had changed its name some years before. Hello and welcome to the Linesider's Location Guide. This indispensable DVD guide has been especially designed to help you find all the best Lineside locations along the scenic West Coast Main Line from Preston to Carlisle. This is your chance to share the Telerail crew's expert knowledge about the best photo spots. Produced without any distracting commentary, each change of location includes the direction of the train, the location name, full Ordnance Survey grid reference, and the best time of day to photograph. Grid references for the spot the photo was taken from can be used in conjunction with Ordnance Survey maps or online with websites like StreetMap. Just type the grid reference in and it will take you straight there. Hello and welcome to this look at rail travel throughout New Zealand. The universal appeal of mainline steam means it's possible to enjoy steam haulage over some more unusual routes, including the freight-only branch to New Plymouth. The Final Pact dried milk leaves the factory in containers, sometimes attached to the returning liquid milk empties. Somewhat incredibly, Fonterra is New Zealand's largest company, and the exports of dairy products, much of which pass along this line 24 hours a day, represents more than 20% of total merchandise exports. For many years, the milk industry, and with it the railway, has enjoyed almost continual growth. Hello and welcome to Creative Modelling, produced in conjunction with Telerail, the UK's most authoritative modelling magazine. The trains are almost exclusively freight, many of them fully fitted block trains like this trainload of 100-ton petrol tanks headed by a pair of Bachmann Class 25s. A Class 47 emerges from the tunnel with a typical mixed freight from the 1970s, including 12-ton vans, steel coils, a grain wagon and some empties. Many of the unfitted and vacuum-fitted freights on the layout are based on trains observed in the 1970s at yards like Tinsley, Kingmore and Seven Tunnel Junction. Good quality weathering powders should cling to a surface well enough. But if a model is to be handled, it's a good idea to apply a fixative solution. MIG Pigment Fixer is a thin, clear liquid that can be applied by hand or sprayed at low pressure through an airbrush. However, spraying the fixative avoids disturbing any of the powders, especially if the air pressure is set very low, around 9 or 10 psi. Spray a number of very light coats, with the airbrush around 10 to 20 centimeters from the surface. Full details of all rail films and Telerail titles can be found on our extensive website, or feel free to contact us by phone